What's up guys? Who has not made a video in a month? That would be me. It might be hard to tell based on the background, but I moved recently and making videos just hasn't been easy as I've been transitioning from where I was to where I am now. So let's just hop right into it. Got my list, let's go. I started off the month with I, Tanya. It's a story about Tanya Harding and her struggles of being in the figure skating world, and specifically that little cabal with her and Nancy Kerrigan. Well, I didn't know anything really about that specific instance because I wasn't around for that specific instance. I enjoyed the format of how they told it. It had a different feel than most like biopic type movies. One of the things that really attracted me to actually going and seeing the movie, besides the fact that I do enjoy figure skating when it's on during the Winter Olympics, was how they shot the scenes when Tanya was supposed to be skating. So apparently their director of photography was a hockey player, and so he's on skates as he's filming, so you get all of these really cool smooth angles that you definitely don't get when you're watching on TV. But it was really cool and absolutely beautiful. I did watch The Greatest Showman. I don't understand why people think it's the greatest thing ever. The storyline of The Greatest Showman was not strong at all. You don't really see why it is that he is drawn to the freaks that he puts in a show. I don't know, there's just so many weak plot points that you could see were supposed to be important, but they lacked the strength to be important. Next movie I saw was Black Panther, another movie that people got super excited about and all Wakanda forever. I enjoyed it. I did. I really enjoyed watching Black Panther, but I don't understand the hype. So I think the technology aspect of it was really cool. I liked seeing the brother-sister dynamic. When it comes to the storyline, it's kind of your stereotypical villain storyline that you have for Killmonger, and yeah, it's enjoyable. I liked watching it, but... And the last movie that I saw was Ready Player One. I had hopes for this one to actually be better than the book, because I wasn't super thrilled with the book, if you've read my review. And by this point, maybe you've read my movie review as well. It was equally as weak. It wasn't worse, but it wasn't better. And as I was, watching the credits, because I like watching credits after a movie's done, I noticed that Ernest Cline co-wrote the script, which explains why there were so many weak and underdeveloped plot points. But the visual experience, do not get me wrong, the visual experience of Ready Player One was beautiful, but it's not worth the full price of a movie ticket. Alright, moving on to books. I read Veronica Roth's sci-fi duology, so I read Carve the Mark and The Fates Divide, and I enjoyed it. I think Veronica Roth has grown from what she did with the Divergent series, because a lot of people complained about how Allegiant was a dual narrative. Well, Carve the Mark is also a dual narrative, and then you get two more narrators added in The Fates Divide, and I think she did pretty well with it. You got to see different perspectives, so you were able to get a full picture of what's going on and really what's important, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. And then the last book that I read, and I just barely squeezed in it at the end, was Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I know that is a very common book to read in your high school English classes, but none of my high school English teachers chose that. I knew other teachers at my high school that did, but the teachers that I had did not choose that one. But reading it as an adult, I think, is vastly different than reading it as a teenager. I mean, yeah, everyone knows Fahrenheit 451 is about book burning. It's really just this look of systematizing things. You're seeing people challenge actually having thoughts for yourself and doing your own thing for the sake of being you. If I understood the novel correctly, I think Guy Montag is in his 30s when we're getting to know him and experience his life. And I think it's cool that at that age he's really starting to question all the things that he's known and comes from the inspiration of a 17-year-old girl who has decided that, no, I really just want to be me. And I think she got that from her own family, who apparently had been named kind of odd. So it's interesting being labeled as odd because you've decided to be you instead of being like everybody else. And I think that's a theme that's easily identifiable, and it doesn't matter when the novel was written or when it is that you read it. I think it's applicable regardless, which is why I think high schools choose to have their students read it, to help teenagers understand it's important to be yourself, and it's important to fight for what you believe in. And I think as adults we forget that sometimes. Those are all of the media platforms that I experienced stories through in the month of April. I hope you enjoy that. The links for the things that I have actually written will be down below. I will see you next video. Bye.